For What's Hot, we are talking about the stories that has everyone talking.
We're joined by Klein of Boelter+Lincoln. Jeff Wagner back with us this afternoon. A superhero shirt sparking some outrage. There it is. The shirt says, training to be Batman's wife. It's been making the rounds on social media. A blogger found the shirt at a Walmart and tweets, training to be Batman's servant or his partner. Do you think the shirt is sexist?
I think I'm one of a small amount of people that, or maybe a large group of people, that don't have a problem with this shirt.
I'm with you.
There's nothing sexist about it, in my opinion. I don't view that shirt as in training to be somebody's servant or whatever they want to position it as. It's a cheeky shirt. It's for fun.
It's a T-shirt. It's like me wearing a T-shirt saying, you know, I want to have Jessica Alba's baby or something like that. It's all in fun. Right.
That's breaking news.
But I loved the. My wife at one point in time had a T-shirt, and I think it said like "I'm with stupid" with the arrow pointing to me. You know, I wasn't offended by that. But I love the lead-in. People, and you're right. People are outraged about this. I'm sorry. I am outraged over what is going on in the Middle East. I am outraged over the spread of the Ebola virus. I'm going to get outraged over a shirt that they're selling in Walmart. You don't want the shirt? Don't buy the shirt. There are real issues of sexism in this country, but I think we divert ourselves from it when we get obsessed over this silly stuff.
Well, and there are real issues that warrant attention. Two very important ones that you mentioned, you know, the Middle East and Ebola. Let's get passionate about that. Let's throw that caution or those feelings towards issues like that instead of a dumb T-shirt.
But you know, the real issue of this, so after this controversy erupted, DC Comics, which is what also licenses the Batman thing, they've issued a statement saying they're taking a hard look at this to determine whether they're going to pull this off the market.
Is that
or not.
surprising? This always happens. I mean, you look, we've had so many recent examples. People make a stink, and then people pull the product, whatever it is.
Well, you really never know what they're going to do when they're looking into it. So if they're looking into it, great. Plus, you have to consider the demographic that buys the comics. You know, typically younger males, maybe some younger females too. So I don't know. It's a T-shirt, man. Get a grip.
Yes. Well, coming up next, we will reveal the viewer's choice topic of the day.
And Brian Goddard back with another look at a forecast that includes wind chill.
You said it.
Now more of what's hot and our viewer's choice topic of the day.
Again, we are joined by Klein and Jeff Wagner of 620 WTMJ. Now, today's viewer choice topic is, has the unemployment crisis ended? More than 200,000 jobs were added in September. That helped drive down unemployment to 5.9%, the lowest level since July of 2008.
Well, the short answer is no, because here's the problem. That number, while it looks good on the surface, it only includes people who are actively looking for work. If you have dropped out of the job force because you're just so frustrated, you're not included in that. And there's lots and lots of people in that category. In addition, you've got an enormous number of people, particularly people in their 40s and 50s, who are grossly underemployed. They lost their jobs, and yeah, maybe they found something else, but it's not close to what they used to have. And given some of the issues they're facing with their age, they're probably not going to get something close to what they had. No, we're still in the midst of really, I think, a jobless recovery.
Well, not only that, but our economy overall is still way too volatile to proclaim any sort of out of the woods. I think, you know, anything can happen within the next six months, let alone 1 to 3 years even. So for us to prematurely claim, oh, unemployment's a thing of the past is just irresponsible.
I don't think it was as bad as it was, but I do think that when these numbers come out, you know, all the things that you just took into account, Jeff, are really not, you know, it's not part of the numbers, so people kind of have a, they don't get the true picture just from this numbers.
Well, right,
report.
because I mean, historically, unemployment is now, that number is getting back to, you know, historically, you know, what would be sort of a normal type of number. But I think you got to go behind the numbers, because what's happened over the last, you know, over this huge recession, you know, over the course of the last 5 or 6 years, has had a very real impact on people, and I don't know that these numbers are just really capturing how bad that is.
And when you speak about the underemployed, those who are still looking for work, the crisis has not ended.
Right.
That's right.
Let's move on to our lightning round. A high school student in Wyoming is sorry she ditched class. It's not the punishment from the school that is bothering her, it's what her mother did.
We're going to hold hands and we're going to go to class and sit together. Isn't that great? Mommy and daughter, yay, we're going to class together.
The mom posted the video on Facebook. It is now sparking some controversy. Did the mother cross the line? on shaming her daughter.
No, she didn't. She pays for her to eat. She pays to clothe her. She pays to have a nice roof over her head. She has all rights to go to school with her if her daughter wants to skip class. That's all her daughter has to do is go to school and get an education.
I agree. I bet you her daughter doesn't skip again.
I bet you she won't.
I think it was very creative of her. Oh man, it just makes me so glad that A, we didn't have cell phones when I was a kid, and B, I didn't skip class, because my mom probably would have took that tactic with me.
You know, it's funny. I was talking about this on my radio show today. I had a woman call up and said, okay, well, when my daughter was doing this, ditching class, it was really before the cell phone video and the Facebook thing, but she said, I went to school in curlers and pajamas to confront her.
Oh,
and yeah, I have the world of respect for this lady. This is not parental bullying. She is a single mother of 3. She's got 3 teenage kids. This child was, you know, ditching class, and yes, she wanted to shame her, so she got out of work. She works as a cashier somewhere and goes and confronts her. And the fact that, okay, it's gone viral with 200,000+ views, well, okay, maybe it's a teachable moment to other kids, saying, hey, if you do this, maybe your mom and dad is going to show up, and this is what could happen.
I don't know if you ever remember, but you never wanted your parents to come to school. You never wanted them to come to school. So to
Football
have
games or saying hi.
You know, right, or just to stop by and let me see how you're doing. But to imagine your mother or your father with you through every class, sitting with you, you know someone's like, ooh, your mama's here, you're in trouble.
Tough love.
I really
these
can't think of
days.
anything more embarrassing.
Well,
No,
remember
but
the
it's
dad who wore
effective.
the Daisy
Right.
Dukes?
Yes.
Oh, that was
Because he
awful.
wanted
That was good, too.
to
That
shame
was
his
good,
daughter.
too.
Yeah, all right.
I could think of more embarrassing
Yes.
things,
Yes.
but yeah, but this was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, you know, we could continue this hot discussion, but right now we have to take it to online, where you can go to